Good morning, sir and classmates. I am here to report Cubism Art. I, Kudilia, the reporter, Mr. Casas, the researcher, and Miss Aurita for making the PowerPoint presentation. Cubism is an early 20th century avant-garde art movement that revolutionized European painting and sculpture, and inspired related movements in music, literature, and architecture. In Cubist artwork, objects are analyzed, broken up, and reassembled in an abstract form, instead of depicting objects from a single viewpoint. The artist depicts the subject from a multitude of viewpoints to represent the subject in a greater context. Cubism has been considered the most influential art movement of the 20th century. The term is broadly used in association with a wide variety of art produced in Paris or near Paris during 1910s and throughout the 1920s. Guillaume Apollinaire stated appropriately that Cubism differs from earlier painting in that it is not an art of imitation but an art of imagination. Cubism is an artistic movement created by Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque, which employs geometric shapes in depictions of human and other forms. It is called analytic cubism, in which the object is being analyzed from different angles and turned into fragmented composite, and the paintings are also flattened. And some of the Cubist artists were Pablo Picasso, Georges Braque, Juan Gris, Albert Glaze, Paul Cézanne, Jean Machergy, Paul Klee, Han Leloup, Alexandra Nikita, Aurelio Fauconnier. So who is Pablo Picasso? Pablo Picasso in full: Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno Crispin Crispiniano Maria Remedios de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz Picasso, also called Pablo Ruiz or Pablo Ruiz Picasso before 1901, a Spanish painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramicist, and stage designer, one of the greatest and most influential artists of 20th century, along with Georges Braque of Cubism. He is the son of an art teacher. He later adopted his mother's maiden name of Picasso. He grew up in Barcelona, showing artistic talent at an early age. In the early 1900s, he moved between France and Spain before finally settling in Paris in 1904. He also made collage, attaching pieces of cloth, newspaper, or advertising to his paintings. And this is our chosen painting, Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, or The Young Ladies of Avignon, originally titled The Brothel of Avignon. And a brothel, by the way, is a building where men can go to pay to have a sex with prostitutes. So the work, part of the permanent collection of Museum of Modern Art, portrays 5 nude female prostitutes in a brothel on Carrer de Avenue in a street in Barcelona. Each figure is depicted in a disconcerting, confrontational manner, and none is conventional feminine. So, elements of painting. The woman appears slightly menacing and are rendered with an angular, disjointed body shapes. As you can see, it has a lot of shapes and lines. The figure on the left exhibits facial features and dress of Egyptian or Southern Asian style. The more one dark tone color is siya sa iyang skin kay mura siya Asian. The two adjacent figures are shown in the Iberian style of Picasso's native Spain, which are the 2 females with the elbows up and more on a European skin tone, while the 2 on the right are shown with an African mask-like features. The ethnic primitivism evoked in this mask, according to Picasso, moved him to liberate and utterly original artistic style of compelling. So the principles of design. Les Demoiselles d'Avignon marks a radical break from a traditional composition and perspective in painting. It is a large painting oil on canvas. Its size 243.9 by 233.7 centimeters, created in 1907 by a Spanish artist, Pablo Picasso. It depicts 5 naked women composed of a flat, splintered plains whose faces were inspired by Iberian sculpture masks and African masks. The compressed space they inhabit appears to project forward in a jug shard, while a slice of melon in the still life at the bottom of the composition teeters on an upturned table, as you can see on the lower center of the painting. Then Picasso unveiled the monumental painting in his Paris studio after months of revision. The Avignon of the work's title is reference to a street in Barcelona famed for its brothels. So in summary, Cubism was a revolutionary new approach representing reality invented in around 1907 to 1908 by Pablo Picasso and George Braque. They brought different views of subjects, usually objects or figures, together in the same picture, resulting in paintings that appear fragmented and abstract. So credits to History.com, editors, Books of Google, Identify This Art, Arts.org, Britannica.com, and BBC.co.uk. And thanks to our creator, for giving us the talent to do such activities. And thank you, sir, classmates, and groupmates, for all listening to our report. I hope your kind consideration for not pronouncing the names properly, for it is not familiar words to us. And hope that understand our report about the Cubism art. Thank you.